with Plickers. So instead of typing all the names in, you can just export it and copy and paste from Excel. If you log into Focus, so you select your class, you know how to do that. You go in the Gradebook, and it's, because everybody forgets where it is, it's this little icon right here, and you click that, and you hit OK. You can open it in Excel. Mine always pops up with this, and I just hit yes. And there is your class list in Excel where you can just highlight and copy it. So now it's on your clipboard. You're done with that. So you select the class, go to the Gradebook, you open it in Excel, select the names, and copy them. Then, now just don't worry about that yet. It's on your clipboard. We're going to go to Plickers. So if you haven't ever used it, you have to set up an account. It's free. So it's plickers.com. Now mine's already set up, obviously, because I have used it. And of course, write down your password. So now go to plickers.com. And we have to set up your account. You need to download the app on your iPad or your phone, whatever you want to do. You create an account on the computer, and then you need the app on either your phone or your iPad. That's where you're going to collect the answers from the kids. Plickers on the computer, you start an account there. You've got a Plickers app on your mobile device. We're good with that. Okay. So the next thing is to get set up is you have to get these cards. This is how Plickers works. They have these crazy little unique cards. They look like QR codes, and they're unique. Each one is numbered. I numbered them on the back. And this is what the kids answer. So you are basically creating questions, an assessment of some sort. You could do a survey. And depending on how the kids hold it, and it says it on here, A, B, C, D, and however they hold it, if the answer to the question is A, they hold it like this, and your mobile device will grab that image and it will collect the data. That's the whole point of Plickers. It's a quick, easy way to collect the data. You have to be careful if your finger's in the way. I found that out. And you can print these for free, or you can buy them on Amazon. Back in Plickers on your computer, I'll show you how to download the cards. You go to Help and get Plickers cards. And I found this Help is really helpful. If for anything that you're like, how did she do that? Go to the Help up there. That's really, really helpful. Help. Get Plickers cards, and you just click on, I just did the standard set because I don't need 63 cards. Standard, and it downloads all those pages, and you can print them out. I think I must have minimized them so they were smaller cards, and I glued it to an index card and had them laminated. I know some people have taken them to Office Depot and gotten the harder lamination, or you could just do paper and keep printing them out as they get ruined. So that is how you get the cards. I store my cards in my room. I got a pocket chart, it's like a calculator pocket chart with all the numbers. And so it serves multiple purposes because each number, it's their iPad number for my iPad lab. And I'll show you when we make the class list, each kid ends up having their own number. So that's how the computer knows Sally Smith is number 17. So when Sally holds up 17, it tells me what kid is answering what question. And so it goes with, I print the list and use the Plicker list as my iPad number chart. So they always get the same iPad number. And these little pockets were numbered. It came that way. And so the card goes in there. They know where to get it and where to take it out. Of course, you can always store it however you want. So now we're going to create a class in Plickers to get started. So on the left-hand side, you should see where it says Classes. and new class. Boop. Name your class. And create the class. Add the students. And all you have to do is paste. Boop. Because you copied it from Excel before. So now you have all your kids' names in there. Sometimes I've taken the last names off. Sometimes I don't. Hit next. Boom. Now every child has a number assigned to them. If you archive it, you can always unarchive it if you have to go back and get it. Now, I have more stuff here because I was playing with it. So you might not have anything here. You can see the roster down here. So to print, because remember I had the list printed out so they can go find out what they are. If you go to class roster right here, you can go there and you can print it. And you can even tell it to print it in color or black and white. Print. Oh, sure. I clicked on my class. And then just scroll down. Class roster. Right here. Yes, I can go there. Oh, the buttons are off. And then you can just print the whole list for your class. And then that's what I have in like a little 3-ring flip chart for them to find. All right, so now we're going to have fun and create questions. So you have your library. I clicked on the sidebar over there. Now I obviously have questions created. And it's gotten better because they call them question sets. Or you could just do an individual question. The library, it's on the left-hand side right here. Okay, so go to New Set, right up here next to the library. And type in your question. Type in your answers. And orange. You can add images.
Or landscape.
Green.
Landscape.
Mm-hmm. So this is a graded question. So this will like score their results. If you just want to do like a survey of them, maybe if you're doing like pre and post, like scales, like where are you now on the scale, you could do a survey question. Let me do this. I'm just going to add a new question. So this is first question. This is the second one. You could go to survey. If there's no right or wrong answer, it's just where are you now on the scale. How about this? Where
So
are
say were
you
on a 1 today
now
or 2?
on the scale?
Yeah, excellent.
1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. You can also do true false. Whoop.
Ms. Reagan is a
So
great teacher.
A or B would be the answer obviously on here. I am happy it is summer. Okay. All right. So now you have your questions going. So if you go to the house, you can see in your library. Oh, I didn't title my set. Untitled set. I click on that, double click, and it went back in. I can title it up here. Summer training. Now that I've created my questions, now you have to add them to your queue. That's going to add it to your queue, and you pick which class you want it to go to. So I'm going to go to this class. And that has added all 3 questions, and I can see it up here. It shows me who's it added to. So if I want to add it to another class, So now I know it's added to both of those classes. If you want to do it like a before or after, like a pre and a post, then you have to add it twice. So if I want to do Essex. Okay. So if you go into the class view, you can see here are all my questions that are in my queue, because I just added them. See them? And I was playing with some last night. All right, so you ready to see how this works? So you open it from your mobile device, and your classes are there. So you select the class you want, and it's going to show you your queue. And you can go down. You can click on the one you want to do. Boop. So this is my phone view, and this is what shows up for the kids. So the question is up there. You hold your answer up. Just be sure not to block the little the black writing. And then I hit this little button here, boop, and it goes around, and it grabs your answer, and you can see them popping up over here as your answer. So if you see your name, and I always tell the kids, if you see it, put it down, because if you still hold it up and you move it around and you change it, then it'll change your answer.
So if they don't know what their name is.
Right. Oh, there should be a number. Oh, the numbers aren't up there. Done. So I hit that. And on my phone, it shows me the stats. And on the computer, okay, so then I just boop, scroll over to the next question. Where are you on the scale now? And you do it again. Can you, okay, so there's the numbers now. I change. I could see that, but there was a way for the graph to show up there. So now you can see what number you are. I just changed the display, the student list display, to make the numbers work. You can scroll through if you need to go to another question. I'm done. You can go down and up. Whatnot. Plickers. I got this straight from the help. Things to know about scanning. Make sure they're all visible. The green and the red on the graph on the side will tell you if it's right or wrong. If you mess this up or you need them to do it again, you can clear it from the phone and re-ask the question. And it works offline, which was pretty interesting. So if you don't have the internet, you can do it without. So I've asked my questions. I'm done. Boop. So now you collect the data. Over here, go to the score sheet, and I click on my class. There's all the data from it. So let me show you one that I did a couple years ago with a 5th grade class. I gotta go way back. Last year or the year before. See how there's yellow? That tells me when I plickered them.
Oh, that's cool.
So this was the set I asked them. I had the data. And then I asked them after we did the project, pre and post. So before they were 70% average. After they were 84. I did my job. Nice. Yay! And you can export that to an Excel. So if you're like, here's my data principal, and you've got all that data. On my student list, when their names pop up, you can hide or show. So if it's showing, it'll show what they answer. So everybody could see if they're answering right or wrong. If you hide it, it will just highlight when, yes, it clicked, yes, they answered. And you have the data in your view, but not on theirs.
Plickers, that was the other one. And it was one that I've learned about before, but I've never used. And I got lots of different ways that I want to use that. I didn't know that you could set up questions and have that entered by class so that you can very easily select some questions, and the kids can answer those using these interesting cards, like these things. So that's kind of, that's pretty cool. I'm going to do that and make sure my students really have some of those standards that they can answer with questions like that, multiple choice. We'll do that, and I think the kids will really love it.
Kahoot is another way to, do quizzes, review, ask the kids questions. This, you have to have iPads or device for them to do. And on Kahoot, you use the website on your computer to create the questions. And then the kids would use the device. I'm going to suggest right now, download this on your device that you have, Kahoot, because you're going to need it, and you can actually, it's easier to play along. And you're doing this so that you can play along with me. So if you have an iPad lab in your room, that's how this works. So Kahoot is cool because you can make your own Kahoots, what they call them, or you can search Kahoot's library of pre-made ones. And there's so many on there. And the kids, can I do this one? No, it's not art. They'll be like, can I do a sports one? No, you need to, we're in the art room, you need to do art. Or if they want to do music, they could do music. You can also take what's created already from someone else and duplicate it, and you put it on your Kahoot list, but you can go in and edit it. So I found like a second grade printmaking, but some of the questions were like, it's terrible, and I changed it. So in Kahoot, and the login is actually through, when you go to Kahoot.com on your computer, and you go to log in, you actually log in through Microsoft because it will log in through your 0365 account because it's connected with the county somehow. So when you go to log into Kahoot, I hit login, and you're going to actually log in with Microsoft because it'll go in through the 0365. See? And I just... So it kind of makes it one less password that you have to worry about, which is nice. So here's like the home screen. I'll just show you around on mine. It's going to be more fun when you can actually play it. So your home screen. Discover is where you can search other people's public Kahoots. Find me a Kahoot about art. And you kind of want to be really specific because there's tons. And it'll tell you how many questions there are. You can click on it and see what the questions are. So this is somebody else's. And you could just play. Do you have the app? Let's play. So you can play at one-to-one device if you have an iPad for every kid, or if you only have you don't have a class set. They can do team mode, which I've done. Like if I had to go to their room during weather, that was kind of fun. I just had to bring like 5 iPads, and they split up into teams. So I'm going to click one-to-one. Classic. It's fun music too. So on your app, you go to the Kahoot app, and on the bottom, it says enter PIN. And that's the PIN you enter. In the app on the bottom, it says enter PIN. This does, the kids get excited, and it does get kind of loud.
Rowdy.
I've had, if I'm seriously collecting data and not just doing it for fun, I'm like, okay, this is for real. Part of your grade is based on this, so don't shout out the answer.
Right.
I think I've had one kid where I've been like, okay, you keep shouting out the answer, you're not playing anymore. If you're going to play with us, you need to be at Kahoot.it. Take the create off the front of it. Just www.kahoot.it. And that's going to take you to this, where you enter the game pin. Just Kahoot.it. First grade, I read the question. First grade, second grade. But they can easily just pick the shape. And then it shows you who got it right and who got it wrong. And it's a speed thing too. So they will totally compete against each other. Yay! And you can, I've gone, like when we answer it and then we'll talk about the answer, you can show the media again so you can say, oh, this is what the answer, you can go back and kind of review. Next. We'll do one more and then I'll show you how to. The kids are way louder than we are when they do that. We all got it right. That's good. Okay. Does it show us the results? Oh, yeah. So when you get to the end, then you have, ta-da! You can save the results. So if I go to Save Results, Direct Download, More Data, and it breaks it down. Oh, there's some like survey at the end. If they get to the end, the kids can do a survey. You can see the final scores, how many they got right and wrong. There is a question summary. You can see which ones they were getting wrong and right. Then it breaks it down question by question. I mean, to me, this is way more than you really need to worry about, but. So that was a Kahoot that we just found. If you go to Kahoots up here, these are my Kahoots that I've created. So like the 5th grade review, I made up like 30 questions. And you can put your own artwork in there. So I actually, the questions coordinated with projects that they had done throughout their time with me. So stuff, I've got it from Artsonia, because I had all their stuff on Artsonia. So I was able to take a project from 3rd grade when we were doing depth, and they saw the picture and they're like, oh yeah, that project. So that was kind of fun for them. So, and then some of them I just grabbed off the internet too. So back to Kahoots. All right, let me go to Discover and I'll show you how to borrow. So if I go to Art.
Steal like an art teacher, that's a book I have. Steal like an artist.
So if I want to borrow this one, I just hit the 3 little dots and duplicate it. And now it has put it in my Kahoots. I can go in there, click on it. You can show the answers. I can see the questions and I can go hit my 3 little dots. I can edit it. So if I don't want this question, bye-bye. I can add a question. Painting is this. There are images that you can get from Kahoot, but of course they have like the upgraded where you pay for more images. It doesn't really matter, does it? So you can put the image in there. You can change the time of the question if you want it fast. You can award points or not. It could just be a survey type thing. Fruit. Oops. Books. Car. Dog. Whatever. And you click which one it is, even though those are vegetables. But whatever. Yeah. And there's my question. And I save it. You can preview it. You don't really need to preview it though. I'm done. So these are all Kahoots that I've done. You can make them private. See the little person there? Only I can see it, or if I want to make everyone make it public so other people can find it and play it, you could do that. I've done it where kids, like, again, they want to come in and they want to play Kahoot again. I had kids that came in and wanted to do the review one again. I was like, yep, great, go do it. You can make it a challenge, a homework challenge, so that they don't have to do it up here like we were doing it as a big group. They could just go to Kahoot on their own. And if I go, so you go to challenge right there. You can challenge each other. And it creates this code. So like if you have, you could send it to, I wrote it on a Post-it note and gave it to them because they were right in front of me. But they could do it individually on their iPad right at their table. So there's quiz, but you can do a jumble too. Yeah. So like, what did I do? I don't know why it makes you do this. Okay, go. Add a jumble question. Put the artists in order. Oop, I can't spell. Da Vinci, Monet, Dali,
Next to my bag to bring with me about
Warhol. You could add an image.
You know, I can't complain.
So,
It's never
okay, save it,
hard as always.
preview it. Come on. And then on your device, if you're playing it, you just drag them up. Let me. So it was like this. This is what my device looks like. So I obviously you can't see them now. You just drag them up. Do I have them in order?
Classdojo is a way to keep track of points for students who are doing things that they're already supposed to be doing in the classroom. And it just encourages them to continue to do that. So I walk around with the iPad, I go through and check and see what the students are doing, if they're on task, following directions, helping other students, and they earn points. And then at the end of the week, we check their points, and they're able to spend it to get some type of reward that they're trying to work towards. So like I said, it just encourages them to continue doing that. As far as Kahoot goes, I use that to review for tests that are coming up. And of course, exams is a really big thing that we review for. So just having the questions and getting the feedback as to what they know and what we need to review again. You learn something new every time. You can think that you're a pro and you know exactly how to use all of these things, and then you see how other people are using it and you're like, I didn't think of that. That's a great idea. I would love to do that in my classroom. So it's definitely beneficial, and I'm glad that we have the opportunity to have these trainings.